Good morning from camping La Bubu in Transylvania. It's a beautiful day here. Last time we have some tourists from Russia, from Moscow. Now we have some tourists coming from Texas, United States. Hi Tim, glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where you come from?
Well, that's kind of a long story. I was born in Ohio in the U.S. and I got to Texas as quick as I could, and I spent most of my life there. And 10 years ago, my wife and I moved to Ecuador. And
Why?
That's where we live now. I don't know why. We went there and we fell in love with the place. We found a house under construction on the Pacific coast, and it was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And so we just bought the place, and not knowing what we'd do with it. We would come and go, rent it out, vacation, and then we liked the place, so we sold everything in America and moved to Ecuador.
You travel in U.S. With a motorhome?
Never owned one, but we rented them many times and used them with friends and family and to go to events and things like that.
How is your trip in Europe? Because you come in Europe with the airplane or something like that?
Well, it's kind of a long story. It started around the COVID times. We had a trip planned, and we were going to go to Eastern Europe and rent a car, and then COVID happened. And then after COVID, all the rental companies had sold off their cars. So to rent a car was going to be just exorbitantly expensive. So my wife suggested, why don't we try renting a motorhome? So we went to Split, Croatia, and rented a van, motorhome, and traveled for 3 weeks. And when we realized we weren't going to get divorced, we knew that this was probably a good thing for us. So we looked into it, and we went to a couple of big shows where we saw everything that we needed, and started looking at where to buy one. And we found that by far and away the cheapest place to buy a motorhome in Europe is Germany. And
really?
Yeah, by a good bit. And my daughter lives in the Netherlands, and we were originally going to put the motorhome in her name, and but to register, to buy it or to import it and to register it in the Netherlands was going to cost very, very much more. Their taxes, their VAT, everything being a lot higher than Germany. So we decided just to buy it in Germany. And we ordered it. It was taking a very long time to get motorhomes because they were in demand because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
And fortunately for us, there was already one on order for the dealer. It was one he just had pre-ordered to sell. And it was still hadn't been produced yet, so we were able to make modifications that we wanted from the factory. They were able to accommodate us, and we ordered it in October. We were expecting to get it in maybe April, and we got it in March of the next year.
I understand.
Well, what happened was the Ukraine war started, and Fiat, who makes the chassis for this vehicle, they got all of their wiring harnesses and all their glass from Ukraine. So, well, it started with the chips. Nobody could get microchips because of the COVID.
Yeah, and was a problem there.
Yeah, and then once that was settled, then the war started, and so that further delayed it. But we were luckier than most people that I've spoken to, and we finally got the thing, and we've loved it ever since. Yeah.
It's different roads between Europe and the U.S.
Oh yeah, in America we like our big cars and stuff, so the roads are much larger.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot easier driving, and a lot more motorways and things like that. And when you get off the motorways in Europe, you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes, even like the road coming in here. I'd hate to pass a logging truck out here,
Yeah.
So, and then sometimes these crazy GPSs, we use 2 different ones. They don't agree, so you got to flip a coin. And then sure enough, the one takes you down a 1-lane road that dead ends, and you got to back out and stuff. So it can be trying sometimes.
I understand.
Yeah.
What business you have in the U.S.?
Well, I've done a lot of things primarily it was the beer business for many years, and then we got into restaurants.
Okay.
And I built houses, and you know, I just like doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, like whiskey.
Yeah, I do like bourbon.
Yeah, yeah. We tasted good bourbon
Yes,
last
we
night.
did. Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to taste that
Well,
bourbon.
you know, you've done a lot more for us than I did for you, just sharing my whiskey. You guys fed us and treated us like family here. It's really great. It seems to be the Romanian way.
What you have here?
This is Woodford Reserve. It's Kentucky bourbon. This is their double oaked. So it's been aged in 2 different types of oak. In Kentucky, to be called a bourbon, it must be at least 51% corn, and it must be aged for, I don't know, I think at least 3 years. I'm not sure of that, but it must be aged in brand new charred oak barrels.
I understand.
And this one is one of our absolute favorites. I think it's outstanding. This one's at 43.2 by volume.
Yeah, I see.
And it's absolutely delicious. Yeah.
I understand. Okay,
And
let's try it.
I think Chris is going to love this.
Okay.
Well, this is Master Blend number 3, made by Oliva, and it's box pressed, a little squareness to it. And this is made in Central America, but it's all Cuban seed and things like that. So I find that these cigars are far superior to Cuban cigars nowadays, and at fraction of the price.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy the first bourbon.
Okay.
No
Okay.
cigar?
I offered him one. He went, no.
Good, that's good, that's good.
Okay, you want to? We'll all try this.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay, let's try
Yeah,
to.
yeah, this is my favorite.
Your favorite's up there on the bar.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
You want it?
Nu avem nicio legătură cu să se găsești la noi.
Nu are. Chiar nu are nicio legătură cu ce găsești aici.
Mai ce miros
I'll
are.
save some for. Yeah, and this.
Okay.
Some people want to chug this.
Yeah, but
This
just
is
do
sipping
little-
whiskey. You just take little sips
just
of
little.
it.
Exactly, because
Tell Chris, yeah.
we must
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah,
Okay,
tell,
cheers.
Tell Chris.
Ciao.
Well, this is Elijah Craig barrel proof. Elijah Craig is generally regarded as the father of Kentucky bourbon. He was a minister in the frontier back in the 1700s, and he invented bourbon. This is made twice a year, barrel proof, which means usually when they make bourbon, they make bourbon, and then when they bottle it, they dilute it to usually 90 proof. This, they take it straight out of the barrel and put it in the bottle. So it's full strength whiskey. And each year when they do this, as I said, they do it twice, they have different proof. It's however it comes out of the barrel. And this is a particularly good one, and it's
Da, vin.
122.2 proof, 61% alcohol, and it's absolutely delicious. What I personally like about high proof bourbon is that you can adjust the flavor to your liking. If you add a few drops of water, it actually changes, it doesn't water it down, it changes the chemistry of the alcohol, and it'll change the flavor where you'll get a lot different taste than what you just had. It doesn't taste like watered down bourbon. So here, you be the judge.
Okay, let's try. Oh, it's different. It's different.
But it's
like,
not watered down.
Yeah, yeah.
But it changes the flavor, it changes the nose. Smell that one now.
Exactly, because now it's another flavor.
Yeah, and smell it. And see, it doesn't
Yeah.
burn your nose so much.
Another flavor.
Yes. And you
Okay.
can do that with high proof scotches too. Scotch whiskey. When you get the high proof ones, the same things apply to that. Mm-hmm. Because it changes the chemical makeup of the spirit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are first time in Romania.
It is.
Okay, and you like Romania?
I love it. Yeah, yeah. We've been traveling now for 11 weeks, and a very long trip. And
In which country you was?
well, we started in Italy, and then we went to Slovenia, and then we went to Croatia, and then Bosnia Herzegovina,
Okay.
and then
Greece,
Montenegro, and then
Albania.
Albania, and then Greece, and then Turkey,
Oh,
and then Bulgaria, and then
Now in Romania.
Serbia, and then Romania, and we
Okay.
still are going to Hungary, and then back through Slovenia, back to Italy, and then back to Ecuador.
how you find the campsites? Small
Well-
campsites, because it's small campsites.
Yes.
It's not bigger one. It's not on the main road.
Well, you know, there's many apps and websites that people list places, and the one that I found works best for us is called Park 4 Night.
I understand.
And it gives a good description, usually with pictures, the map, and then a star rating system from users, and they recommend places. And in your instance, every review I read was sparkling 5-star, and you know what? They were wrong. This is a 10-star place,
Yeah.
you know, but they only give 5. So it's,
Yeah.
but you know, I recommend anybody seeing this. If you get to Romania, go out of your way to come here. The people are wonderful. The facilities are fantastic.
The meat. How was the meat?
The meat, yeah, we ate a lot of meat last night, and everything. And then we got up this morning. We had breakfast here. It was wonderful, and I learned how to say something. No,
No.
no.
It's a Transylvanian
Yeah,
word.
Transylvania word, and it can mean anything. It's just how you make your face look when you say it.
No, no, no.
No, no.
Okay, glad to meet you, and thank you for your time, and have a nice trip. I hope to meet you in the next year maybe, and we make a big tour in Romania.
God willing, I'll see if I can make that happen.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much.